everybody, Angel Intuitive here, bringing a message channeled with Archangel Gabrielle. And Archangel Gabrielle is clearly speaking about when we take a situation and we make a mistake and someone notices it. And if that person came along and told us, like, we have a nose on our face, would we be angry? Well, no, because it's obvious we have a nose. And thank you, Coco. And my dog's over here joining in the reading. So it's kind of there for the world to see. So we merely saw it and we commented on that. So it's the same with mistakes and faults. And that's Archangel Gabrielle's message today. It's about mistakes and faults. When they're there, they're obvious, the world sees them, and that person is only commenting on what's evident to that person, not to others. But why should we get angry? If we aren't upset when someone says we have a nose, why should we when they say we have faults? So just, it'd be easier to be more relaxed, she says, if we acknowledge saying, yes, you're right. Yes, I made a mistake. Or yes, I have a bad habit. Instead of putting on an act like I am perfect, instead of doing that, how dare you say that to someone? How do you say that? How do you dare say that to me? So instead of doing that, just simply admit and apologize is what Archangel Gabrielle's message is. Saying I'm sorry completely diffuses the situation. And it's so hard for many of us to say I'm sorry, isn't it? We always feel like we're losing something by apologizing, we're becoming less, and we're not worthwhile, right? So we feel so like we're cowards, have the fear that the other person will have the power over us, and we admit our mistakes. So these fears that come across make us defensive. So all this is our wrong projection, what we project. Being able to apologize indicates basically our internal strength, our inner strength, our will, our gut, our love, our self-love. So we're strong enough and we have sufficient honesty, integrity, self-confidence that we don't have to pretend to be faultless. We can admit to our mistakes. And having faults doesn't make us like a basket case or someone that's crazy, because so many tense situations that come up each day or time to time, they can easily be diffused by the simple words of I'm sorry. And very often all the other people, anyone that you're involved with at that situation, all they want is to be acknowledged for their pain and how the situation played in that. So it's really important that we just simply accept it. After someone has apologized, do we continue to hold a grudge? And that's what she's asking. When you apologize, even though you apologize, are you still holding a grudge? Are you tormenting yourself? Are you wanting to retaliate or harm them? And, what use is that? And that's Archangel Gabrielle's message. What use is that? What kind of people are we if we find happiness in vengeful inflicting misery and pain upon others, upon their body, their mind, and their spirit? So she's asking us to really think about changing the situation slightly. This time we're criticized for something we didn't do, or we made a small mistake and the other person says, hey, this is huge. Even in such instances, there's still no reason to get angry. And it's like somebody telling us we have horns on our heads, but we don't have horns. The person that says it's merely is just exaggerating the situation. And sometimes people do and say things when they're angry and they don't really mean them. It's things that come out just very rash. And a lot of times it has to do with what's in their signs. It's if they're a fire sign, certain earth signs. So it really depends on how the planets are affecting that individual sign in the astrology wheel, is what she's also reminding us. So what you want to do is whatever they're saying, it isn't like the realm of reality. It's basically you just made a mistake. And when someone blames us unjustly, there's no reason to become angry or depressed because of what they're saying is incorrect. And it doesn't mean that we just sit there passively either while the other person lies or exaggerates. So, without making any effort to correct the misunderstanding, it has to be examined, and we have to use it in a non discriminating way with wisdom. And it's better to just let it go and not try to correct it even later. The other person may later realize it was their mistake. And other times you could just say, I'm sorry, and give them time and space, and they'll come back around. Don't make it into a bigger argument in trying to explain more and making the situation worse. So, just like if you had your mom and she was in a really bad mood and she started to pick at you, it's better to just let it go and forgive her, because if you make an attempt to explain, she's already mad. She's already really irritated and very annoyed. She could become even angrier. So why would we be nagging at our mother for nagging at us? So it'd be just a nuisance to just correct everyone every time he or she said something inaccurate. But in addition, no one would like to have us around when we do that. So instead of it causing painful situations in our body, our mind, and our spirit, Archangel Gabriel is saying, don't forget, it's our responsibility, you know, just don't use anger. Just it can be merely a discussion of misunderstandings, disagreement, and it's just the heat of the anger. When we're angry, when we don't express ourselves, this makes things worse when we hold things inside. So if someone shouts at us, we generally don't listen to what they're saying because it's the way that they're saying, or it's disagreeable to you at that moment. So if we talk to them when they're angry, it's just best to, they're not going to pay attention to us. So we really need to just be calm, ground ourselves, and practice really more better techniques about anger, giving time and space. And that's clearly what her message is. So thank you, Archangel Gabriel, for bringing this message. I hope this resonated for everyone today. And everyone have a beautiful day. Bye.